it's so exciting to be here and to know that we're engaged in something so productive as planting trees. And the nature of the day is very exciting. And for me, more exciting is the fact that we are coming together yet once again to do something to help each other and to help the world.
We can refer to numerous verses of the Holy Quran and also numerous statements of the Prophet of Islam, Muhammad, peace and blessings upon him, and likewise from the teachings of Moses, from the teachings of Jesus, etc., that we are to have this deep connection with the earth, with the greenery that is around us. In one narration, the Prophet, peace and blessings upon him, was speaking about the environment. He was talking about the greenery, he was talking about planting and sustaining. And what he said was that any human being, any believer who plants any greenery, it's a form of charity. It's a form of getting closer to God Almighty. So, as the title says very clearly, planting faithfully, our faith advocates that we have this relationship with the earth, we plant and we sustain the environment as responsible people, as stewards on the face of this earth. And as was said, we are not only sowing seeds, we are actually sowing seeds for our communities and building our relationship and our friendship.
And in the Talmud there's a story of a sage named Choni the circle maker. So I'm just going to read you this story. One day, Choni was walking down the road and he saw a very elderly man planting a carob tree. Choni said to him, "A carob tree doesn't bear fruit for 70 years. So, are you sure that you'll live to be 70 years, live to be 70 more years to be able to eat from it?" The man said, "I found a world that was full of carob trees. Just like my ancestors planted for me, so I plant for my descendants." To show how important this idea of tree planting is, there's a story of Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai, who lived around the 1st century. And he said, if you're planting a tree, if you have a sapling in your hand, and someone says, "Quick, the Messiah is coming," first finish planting the tree, then go greet the Messiah. So the lesson is, planting trees is so important that it might even help bring the Messiah.
We think it's so wonderful that a Jewish synagogue and the Islamic Foundation are getting together, hands together, to help the environment. When we plant trees, we want to know what kind of soil the tree likes and what kind of moisture. This is a red oak, and this is actually pretty wet soil for red oak, but it'll dry out. It's very sandy, so it will dry out. Red oak likes sandy soils. But this is what grows our food, this is what grows our trees, this is the essence of life. There's bacteria and fungi in here, most of them are really beneficial. What I have to watch with oaks too, sometimes the oaks push themselves out of the pot, so that's the right level now. This is called the root collar, right there where it swells. Below the root collar are the roots. Of course, the roots want to be in the soil. They don't like dry, they don't like the sun, they want to be underground. And of course the top, the shoots, they want to be above ground and in the sun and the air. Now this is the important part. What am I doing?
Slack me.
No, I'm hugging the tree because I love it. And planting a tree like this, an oak tree, it could live to be 250, 300 years old. It could grow to be 2 meters in diameter and the height of a 13-story, 12-story building. So this tree will produce oxygen for your great-great-great-grandchildren. It will produce habitat for great-great-great-great-great-grandchildren of the squirrels in this area, and so on and so on. So it's producing oxygen for you, but also future. It's absorbing carbon dioxide. trees. If you see all the flooding around the world now, it never ceases to amaze me how the media doesn't cover the whole story. A lot of flooding is because we've drained the wetlands and cut down the trees in the highlands, and then without the trees or the wetlands, the water runs off so quickly that it ends up causing the bad flooding. So planting a tree is a good way to reduce flooding and erosion, and I just think they're beautiful. So, you know, it's really a good thing to do. I'm just going to sideways right over the hole. I'm going to just pull that out. I want to break the soil as little as possible. I don't want to cause any damage. I'm setting it in there. I dug my hole flat, so the tree should be standing straight, which it really is, even though it's got a sideways branch. Then I'm going to grab this soil, break it up, put it back in around. I'm going to shove it down as I put it in to fill in the gaps. When you're planting a tree, if it's big enough, you put on the rodent guard to keep the mice and rabbits from eating it. The ones you're planting won't be quite big enough, so we haven't put them on. You also put mulch. After you made your donut of soil, you make a donut of mulch. Anybody know why you might put the mulch on? Looks pretty. No. The mulch does about 4 or 5 important things. One thing is it keeps the soil cool and moist. Well, it also keeps the weeds back a bit. There'll be all kinds of little weed seeds ready to pop up there, but the mulch covers up so the sunlight doesn't get in, so that those little weed seeds won't germinate, so it keeps the weeds away, and the weeds would otherwise take the water and the nutrients that the tree needs to grow. You can name your tree too. Kids, the young people who come out here, they love to name the tree, but even when you're older, you can name the tree. You have to you want to pull it out gently, place it.
The harder it is to bring the soil back, right? So just make it like wider at the bottom. Okay, cool. You're welcome.
Well, it's wonderful to have a Jewish synagogue and Islamic foundation out here planting together. The environment is a non-partisan and it crosses all boundaries of faith and belief. And so people coming together, hands together to work on their community and their environment is a really good thing. And I think it can bring people closer together and have more understanding when we do things that we have in common, and we understand each other better.